Thank you for joining me. I'm going to continue with the Venus in through the houses, and this video about Venus being in the 5th house. So as you know, Venus obviously is a natural benefic planet. It rules the natural 2nd and the 7th house of the zodiac, natural zodiac, which starts from Aries. So it's indicator of self-value, family values, money have saved in the bank account, your resources, your sustenance, your family education, and also rules your 7th house of relationship with other people, not necessarily just love relationships, but relationship with other people in terms of business partners, how you interact with others, marriage, love, sex, sensuality, and all those wonderful things that you actually enjoy in life. Actually enjoying, because a lot of people can have a lot of money, but they don't actually enjoy life. So, but this is Venus, wherever it is in your chart, you enjoy doing things that area of your life. And now Venus is going to be in a trinal house. So obviously 1st, 5th and 9th houses of your zodiac are the most important parts of your life. These are the trinals of your life. 5th house is what you brought into this lifetime, purva punya, your good luck and good fortunes that you brought from previous life. The indications of Venus, obviously we've just discussed. 5th house will be education. It's a very, very creative house. It's all about the arts and creativity. So if you can imagine, in Vedic astrology, we talk about bhavat bhavam. This is like any house from another house. It kind of gives you an idea of the real indications of that house. So if 3rd house is your self-expression, communication, the arts, 5th house is 3rd from there. So it's like the higher octave of 3rd house. So here we have the house of intelligence, romance, dating, children, stock exchange, money and gains, stocks and shares, children, students, writing. It's a wonderful, it rules all of those media, cinema, everything like that. So obviously a fantastic house. So when Venus goes into the 5th house, it takes with it the beauty of all of those things, the enjoyment of the 5th house. It's obviously your children, so it can, depending on the sign, it could be that you have a daughter. Very much depends on the actual sign and the qualities of the sign. So when Venus goes there, you're naturally very creative. You can just make things. I have friends who have this in there, and it is absolutely a stunning, placement, because they can make their own clothes. They can cook anything by just visually looking at something. They can just literally do it. Like they see a cake and they can just kind of work it out, with intelligence, how to make that. Being around these people will be wonderful, and they will they will become really, because obviously Venus really likes to exchange energy with other people. It just means that they are able to make their students, their children feel good. They can give that joy and value to any interaction that they have with other people. So these people will be very, very, they will be creative, but they also, people will respect them also, because obviously this is a trinal house, and through that it's actually aspecting their 11th house, where it's actually representative of their big social networks, groups. They will humanitarian things to do with women. There's a real connection with women there, and through women they can gain money as well, and the gains will be quite big, because obviously it's actually putting energy into the 11th house as well. And if Venus is a really good planet for your if you like, for your chart. So for example, for Gemini will rule their 5th house. So if the 5th house ruler is in 5th house and is Libra, so it's kind of wants to, by getting on with others. It wants to kind of intelligently navigate their way through life. They make very, very good writers as well. So when I was looking through, I found so many people, very famous people who have this placement. And I'm just, one of the ones that really stands out is Walt Disney. He, despite the massive struggles that he had, he made it because he has Venus in his 5th house. But the two charts that I'm going to look at is, one of them is Quincy Jones, who is like a composer, musician, singer, all-rounded entertainer. Is one of my favorite people in that industry. I've had such a wonderful time listening to his music, because his music, he has had partnership. He actually is self-taught. This is what he's brought in from his previous life, if you like. So literally he came from such a poor background, and he found, there is actually on Netflix, there is a documentary about Quincy Jones, and he found a piano, and he taught himself how to, because obviously this is 3rd houses from 3rd house. He taught himself how to play, and he literally is self-taught. He learned all these instruments, and not only did he have a very massive input into the industry, theme tunes of a lot of programs in the 70s, 60s and 50s, but he also had he kind of worked with a lot of big bands. He worked with people like Duke Wellington and Count Basie, wonderful musicians of that era, all the black jazz musicians. And he then went on to supporting Michael Jackson and a lot of other fantastic entertainers who have entertained us throughout the eras, really. And even now he has an academy where he actually helps young musicians to realize their dreams. So he's such a massive man, and he's got Venus Rahu in his 5th house. So Rahu is also his 5th lord, because it's the Libra ascendant and rules Aquarius anyway. So he's a real humanitarian, has real visions for the future as well. He's not just put into one genre of music. It's very, very opulent. His choice eclectic as well, and he's got his Venus also in Aquarius as well. So it's amazing. I just really, thoroughly have enjoyed his music anyway. But to actually watch that documentary made me realize what an amazing chap he is. What a talented man. And so he's also got Moon on his ascendant, which is his 10th house ruler in a 1st house. So he's unusual as well, because he's like a Swati moon, so it's ruled by Rahu as well. And as you can see, he's got a fantastic 10th house ruler in the 1st, give you massive fame. And the other person that we can look at as well is J.K. Rowling, who is an Aries ascendant, and she has Venus in the 5th house in Leo. Now this is another person who's had huge struggles and massive poverty for many years before she made it, and she's had a lot of struggles, particularly in relationships and difficult relationships as well. But it's amazing how, obviously, she's got Mars in the 6th house. She can overcome anything. But look at that. She has got Venus in the 5th house. Venus is her 2nd house ruler and 7th house ruler. 2nd house ruler in the 5th house. What a massive Dana Yoga. And also she has 3rd house ruler Mercury in her 5th house as well. So that's 3rd from 3rd. So it gives you massive writing ability. Moon as well, creating another massive Raja Yoga for her. 4th house ruler in the 5th, and Sun is the 5th house ruler gone into the 4th. Lovely exchange there. And Purva Falguni, as well. That's what moon has gone into. So that actually is the fruits of the tree, not just the tree, but the fruits. So this is another lady who, with her vision, she's created like a cult really, but a positive cult, and got children engaged in all things to do with mystery and losing themselves. It's just lovely. And she has Rahu in her second house. Rahu is the 11th lord of co-ruler of Aquarius in the first house. So 11th ruler in the second, massive Raja Yoga with Jupiter, which is that house is expanded. It's massive amounts of money. And it's also 9th house ruler in the second house as well. So you can't really, just unimaginable amount of wealth. So this is obviously my take on this one. It's a lovely placement, and if it's this is a really good planet for you, then it's going to give you all the fruits of that. Thank you so much for supporting me. I shall see you on the next video. Thank you.